Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call this special quorum court meeting to order. The purpose of this meeting is to discuss Washington County financial matters. The prayer and the pledge is going to be handled by J.P. Daniel Ball. Daniel.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for all that you've blessed us with. Help us as we go about doing the business of our county this evening. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Carla, would you call the roll, please?
Daniel Balls.
Here.
Harvey Bowman. Rick Cochran.
Here.
Robert Dennis.
Here.
Lisa Ecke.
Here.
Ann Harbison.
Here.
Sharon Lloyd.
Here.
Tom Lundstrom.
Here.
Eva Madison. Sue Madison.
Here.
Joe Maxwell. Gary Mehigan.
Here.
Joe Patterson.
Here.
Butch Pond. Bill Ussery.
Quorum present. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Eva wanted me to let everyone know that she is out of town on business with her firm. She's not just goofing off.
Well, she's entitled to goof off if she wants to. The next thing we have, adoption of the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda? I think there might be some changes. Is that right, Karen? No? Okay. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Agenda is adopted. Let's do the treasurer's report. Mr. Hill?
Hello, everybody. All right, let's jump right into 5.1. Actually, I'm going to skip over that. That's for just December. Revenues and expenditures were about the same for most accounts. But if you will look over at 5.2, that's the entire year. You can see the general fund. We began a cash balance in 2015 of $14.3 million. Ended just this last year, 12.8. So we're down to 1.5 million in the general fund, but compared to the last few years, it's not too bad. If you look down to road, 2000 and 2017 jail, both did well. Both ended the year with revenues coming up over expenditures. And if you look down at the bottom line, the subtotal of our budget accounts, we began with 23 million, ended with 24.2. So that was, for all the budgets as a whole, that was good to come out on top for a change. 5.3, 1 cent sales tax. Ended the year very well, 10% increase in December over the same time in 2014. 589,000 came in, and that even blew away the 2010 number.
Good.
So for the year, we gained an extra 367,000 between general and road. 5.4, jail did even better. Came in 801,000, and for the year, that's 600,000 over 2014. 5.5, the road sales tax also was good. Had a 5% increase in December. Ended the year with 1.33 million, which was over our projection. So all in all, had a pretty good year. Sales tax was up over 5%. Property tax over 3%. Still have some work to do on the general fund, but otherwise it was a good year. So,
You open for questions?
open for questions.
Did we have any questions for Mr. Hill? Yes, J.P. Cochran.
Thank you. Do we have any information on 5.6 as far as what
Sorry, that's
what the big, because that's a pretty good drop for us to be at a balance of 1.3.
I don't have much information on it. It's just that we paid a pretty good size claim last month.
Okay.
So
Any word as far as where we stand? Because this is a pretty good size reduction, and I know we.
I haven't heard anything from Nelson on what he's thinking.
You might ask him, see if he has any words to the wise for us.
Okay.
Just to be looking forward on this.
I will do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Bobby? Thank you, Bobby. Next thing we have is the Comptroller's report. Cheryl?
You won't find any reports in your packet because, as you know, we're still closing out, still paying 2015 invoices. And so until we actually, in that process, we should come back with an ordinance in March. We should have everything closed down and ready. We are balanced with the treasurer through December 30th. But like I say, everything we're doing right now this year that applies to last year's budgets will be applied to 12/31. So once we balance that, we'll get that resolved. Most of the larger bills are in. Everything was supposed to be in today for the final payments for 2015. We still have a few utility bills that will be coming in that we have to pay. But other than that, I looked at all the budgets yesterday. They're all in great shape. So I think we've got 2015 was a good year.
Any questions for Cheryl? Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Next thing we have is a review of the prosecuting attorney's hot check fee accounts. Matt?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, I believe 7.1 in your packet is just the rundown of our hot check fee account. And I can go through it. Let's start off with a balance last January of $71,600.72. We had expenses of $1,640,509, and then the total balance at the end of last year was $75,7186. So it's kind of pretty self-explanatory, but I can certainly answer questions if you got individual
Matt's
questions
open
about anything.
He's open for questions. Any JP interested? Thank you, Matt.
Okay, thank you.
The next thing we're going to have is the county judge report. We've got a couple or three things that I'm going to cover. First, I'm going to call on Rick Johnson. Rick, if you'll come forward and tell us a little bit about FEMA.
Thank you, Judge. Of course, I'm Rick Johnson with the Washington County DEM office. After the floods that we recently had, the county made a declaration for a disaster, which Judge Edwards did. The governor came back and declared Washington County a disaster area, and that allowed them to request FEMA to come in. Well, we've done two different setups with FEMA. One is what we call public assistance. Public assistance is for cities, counties, to look at roads, bridges, these type things, and also certain nonprofits. What we did with them was a PDA. We did one-day PDA, which is a qualification process. It's a preliminary disaster assessment. They came in. We went with them. I think we looked at 7 sites in our county to meet a certain threshold. In Washington County, we have to meet $3.57 per capita in order to qualify for FEMA to come in if the president declares. And so that's somewhere like 724,000 something. We easily surpassed that in the 7 sites we went to. And also remember, this counts our cities with their damages. So we met the threshold, if you will, for PA, public assistance. And now all we're waiting on is for the president to make a declaration for the state of Arkansas. If, and I hope that does, when that occurs, we will be eligible for funding from FEMA to fix roads and bridges, which Charles and them will tell you about in a little bit. And hopefully, once we get that done, we'll have a kickoff, which is what FEMA calls it. They will come in, we'll sit in a room with them, and they'll tell us what they expect, and then we'll start on our project worksheets and designing everything. In the interim, the road crew and all the others are keeping records of what they repair, taking pictures, and we'll be able to submit those for reimbursement. The other side of it, and they can explain damage, is individual assistance, and that's the one we're getting a lot of calls about now. Individual assistance for people in their homes, their driveways, personal property that was damaged by flooding. There is no threshold, if there will, for individual assistance. We did, with a FEMA team the other day on the 11th, we went and looked at 43 residences in Washington County. They looked, they took pictures. We drove them all over the county. They will They have left there and they've gone on to other counties. They're trying to do the southern part of the state now, and now the rivers are going down. Like I say, there's no threshold, so it is solely at the discretion of the president. Once the governor asks the president to declare it, then he can decide to declare it for PA as well as individual assistance. We hope we get individual assistance too. Then we will set up these, they're called centers that people can go to and visit with the Small Business Administration as well as FEMA and fill out an application and try to get some money to help with the damages. You know, it won't pay for everything, but it certainly may help. And that's where we stand now. As far as public assistance, we hope to hear early February. We hope. Again, this is discretion of the president. Individual assistance may be a little bit longer. They got to complete all the assessments in the state and then submit it through the governor's office to Washington, and then we wait and hear. But that's pretty well where we're at on the FEMA requirements. So now we're in a wait and just see where it goes from there. Any questions on that part of it? Good deal. Thank you all.
Thank you, Rick. The next thing we have is I've got my road superintendent and my assistant superintendent is going to give you a report on some of the stuff that's happened. If you guys will pull another chair up there and you can both come forward and set up here at the podium. Y'all be good to them. They're new at this, so don't mistreat them.
First of all, I'd like to apologize. We'd got some real numbers together for Stonewall and Mollywagon for total completed cost, and unfortunately I grabbed the wrong file. But I do have a rough number. On Stonewall, looks like we're somewhere around $634,000 to complete, and I can get you guys a lot better number. We have a real number at the shop. And on Mollywagon, we're somewhere around $450,000 totally complete. We lack just a few welds and one more inspection, and that bridge will be total. On Stonewall, we lack some just some touch-up stuff and some painting, and it'll be finished. But those numbers, the cost of the paint and everything's already worked into we've already got a total. As far as road damage, I think we've done pretty good overall. We had some washouts and stuff, nothing terribly unnormal. We had some low water bridges that were damaged considerably. It looks like FEMA's going to help us on. Right now we're just trying to get everything put back together. We're putting some gravel down and repairing any washed out spots, replacing any culverts that may have damaged or clogged up. And of course we're keeping record of all that for FEMA purposes also.
Brad, you got any comments?
Dye Creek, we're working on that bridge. We're waiting on FEMA. Hopefully they're going to help us out a lot on that.
Tell them where Dye Creek is.
Dye Creek is in the northern part of West Fork. If you're coming down 71 Business, it'll be on your right-hand side, just past the tax place. It's a bridge was built quite a while ago. It has some issues, and this storm didn't help it at all. So we're.
And also with that bridge, I didn't mean to cut you off, Brad, but that half of that bridge is actually in West Fork, and we're trying to get with that's correct, right? Mm-hmm. West Fork. We're trying to get with West Fork that way they can help us on their part of the bridge, because half of that bridge is actually theirs. According to FEMA, from when we talked to them, they said because it looks like we'd be the ones to repair it, that they would award us the money to repair it, but West Fork will have to pitch in some on their part.
Don't have any questions for them? J.P. Harbiston?
That particular bridge is in my district, and I did go down day before yesterday, and y'all really blocked it off, so
yes,
you had to walk a little ways to get down there. And so I went down, and at first when you get there, you can't really see that there's been much damage. But if you get down in the creek bed and look where the water is really coming in under that bridge, it's coming in, it's not going through the tiles at all. It's worse as it's taken all gravel out from under the bridge. So it really is an unsafe bridge.
Yes, ma'am, and that's the reason we closed it, in case an emergency vehicle may go on it.
Yeah, if something went on it, that thing could collapse. So I appreciate you closing the road, and I really hope that we can get some FEMA money to get that replaced, because I don't know how, we'll go about taking care of it, but, I'm sure that it's a shortcut for a lot of people, and there are a lot of people kind of upset that it's
Yes,
closed.
ma'am,
I'm sure that you have heard an earful when you closed it, but it needed to be closed. Thank you.
And I'll have to say that was my decision. I closed it because I had had complaints, people talking about the danger. They're afraid they were going to have family members that were going to be hurt. Didn't take me long to make that decision. I told them to put up barriers and shut her down until we can get it repaired. So there is another way in and out. That's not their only way in and out. And I'd rather let them drive 5 miles as somebody get drowned. So that was my decision.
We're really hoping FEMA helps, because otherwise we don't know how we'll be able to fix it or repair it. So.
But I just have to say, our roads held up really, really well for the amount of rain we've had. So I just want to commend you guys for what you've done. I know you're new at your job, but you're not new at what you've been doing. You've been out in the field and you've been working, and thank y'all very much. We got Brad Phillips, we got Charles Ward, so get used to their names because they're always available if you need them. Any other questions or comments to the road department? Yes, J.P. Eckett.
Thank you, Madam Judge. The press did give Washington County Roads Department a pretty good review. I mean, you had been in other counties around Arkansas, and it was good to hear that y'all's roads held up better than all the other counties, pretty much. So congratulations, job well done.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Thank you, and welcome.
Thank you, guys. Go home.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
The next thing on the agenda is an ordinance authorizing county judge to enter into a contract. J.P. Cochran, will you take the lead on that, please?
Thank you, Judge. This is something that we do every year. Get over here to the ordinance, 9.1, to contract with the Arkansas Association of Counties. And I'll let our Attorney Zega read the ordinance.
An ordinance authorizing the county judge to enter into a contract for services with the Association of Arkansas Counties. Whereas Washington County is a member of the Association of Arkansas Counties, and whereas membership provides services to the county such as legislative representation, general research writing, general research training, various public conferences, and the right to participate in any one of 4 benefit programs, and whereas pursuant to Arkansas Code Annotated 14-20-107, the Quorum Court must authorize participation in the association. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Washington County, Arkansas, Article 1. The county judge is hereby authorized to sign the contract for the year 2016 for the services of the association.
Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Zega. 9.2 shows the amount we budgeted for $5,874 to pay to be a member. And if my memory is correct, this allows us to be in their workman's comp program and provides some legal assistance, so it's a pretty good bargain for us as opposed to going out on the open market. And I move to pass 9.1.
Actually, Judge, if I may.
Yes, please.
This is not an appropriation ordinance, so we have to either suspend the rules and read it 3 times, or
All right.
read it 3 times over.
Let's move to suspend the rules and go to a second reading by title only.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor of suspending rules and placing on the second reading, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
An ordinance authorizing the county judge to enter into a contract for services with the Association of Arkansas Counties.
Move to suspend the rules and go to the third and final reading by title only.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor of suspending rules, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Final reading.
An ordinance authorizing the county judge to enter into a contract for services with the Association of Arkansas Counties.
Move to pass 9.1.
Have a motion and a second. Any comment? We don't need public comment on this, do we?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do I have any public comments on this? No other comments from the court. Carla, would you please call the roll?
Robert Dennis.
Yes.
Lisa Ecke.
Yes.
Ann Harbison.
Yes.
Sharon Lloyd.
Yes.
Tom Lundstrom.
Yes.
Eva Madison. Sue Madison. Joe Maxwell. Gary McHenry. Joe Patterson. Butch Pond. Bill Ussery. Daniel Balls.
Yes.
Harvey Bowman. Rick Cochran.
Yes.
We're moving on. The next one is going to be 10.1. J.P. Cochran.
Thank you, Judge. 10.1 is an ordinance for us to work on our various grants to get them in. We do not budget them at the end for the current year, so this is the amount of grant, if you want to think of it as a rollover into the new year. Attorney Zeka, would you please read 10.1 revision number 2?
An ordinance anticipating revenues totaling $1,679,690 in various funds and appropriating $1,679,690 from various funds to various budget line items for 2016. Article 1. There are hereby anticipated additional revenues totaling $1,679,690 as outlined in Attachment A and summarized by fund as follows for 2016. General, $50,433, boating safety, $14,927, emergency 911, $12,000, drug enforcement state, $26,868, drug enforcement federal, $77,554, HIDA, $191,968, rural community grants, $52,030, JDC grant, $60,448, DEM grant, $507,599, Environmental Affairs Grant, $76,526. Drug Court Grant, $457,739. Law Enforcement Grant, $122,838. Animal Shelter Grant, $28,760 for a total revenue of $1,679,690. Article 2. There is hereby appropriated the total amount of $1,679,690 to line items in various budgets as outlined in Attachment B and summarized by fund as follows for 2016. General, $50,433. Boating safety, $14,927. Emergency 911, $12,000. Drug enforcement state, $26,868. Drug enforcement federal, $77,554. HIDA, $191,968. Rural community grants, $52,030. JDC grant, $60,448. DEM grant, $507,599. Environmental Affairs grant, $76,526. Drug Court grant, $457,739. Law Enforcement grant, $122,838. Animal Shelter grant, $28,760 for a total revenue of $1,679,690. Article 3, it shall be noted that beginning January 1st, 2016, funds 3510 through 3515 have been created to replace funds 1900 through 1905 to comply with proper county accounting practices for special revenue.
Thank you, Attorney Zega. I move to pass 10.1.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Oh, go right ahead.
Thank you, Judge. I don't believe that we have the revised amount.
Yeah, it was on the desk here. It's right there.
It's right here. We do have the revised. And do we care about spelling? Because totally is misspelled, and I know I'm a teacher. So do we care about that?
Yes, we
We
do.
will
All right.
correct. We will correct.
On the ordinance at the very, it says an ordinance anticipating revenues totally. There's one out.
Judge, that's a scrivener's error, and it can be simply corrected by that notation.
Okay.
It doesn't need a motion to amend.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Do we have? Okay, the floor is open for discussion. You might not be needed.
I have another little error. Under the Article 2, instead of total revenue, it should say total appropriations.
That's right.
Thank you.
Stand corrected. Thank you, Renee. Yes,
I'll make
J.P.
a quick
Cochran.
comment. This is the largest rollover I've seen in the years on the court. Just really sets out how important our grants department is and what a good job this. I realize that these are grants that are already in the mill and going, and this allows them to spend that money But our hat's off to that department. They've done a great job, and they continue to do so, and it saves our taxpayers a lot of money. So thank you very much for your work.
Thank you, J.P. Cochran. Any other discussion? Any public comment? Carly, would you call the roll, please?
Robert Dennis.
Yes.
Lisa Ecke.
Yes.
Ann Harbison. Sharon Lloyd.
Yes.
Tom Lundstrom.
Yes.
Eva Madison. Sue Madison. Joel Maxwell. Gary McHenry. Joe Patterson. Butch Pond. Bill Ussery. Daniel Balls. Harvey Bowman. Rick Cochran.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The next thing we have is number 11, J.P. Cochran.
Thank you, Judge. This is an ordinance creating a trainee slot. Attorney Zega, would you please read 11.1 for me, please?
An ordinance creating an Environmental Affairs Recycling trainee personnel slot and reallocating monies within the Environmental Affairs budget in the general fund for 2016. Article 1, there is hereby created a Director Environmental Affairs Recycling trainee grade 23 personnel position in the Environmental Affairs budget of the general fund for 2016. Article 2, monies appropriated to personnel slots in the full-time salaries line item of the Environmental Affairs budget are hereby reallocated as follows for 2016. Director Environmental Affairs Recycling, $49,113. Director Environmental Affairs Recycling trainee slot, I should have read the slot for, it's 0702001 for the director, and for the trainee slot 0702006, $2,000.
Thank you, Attorney Zega. Do we have anybody from the environmental
Yes,
agency?
we have Sophie,
Great.
if she will come forward.
Great.
We got all kinds of people.
Well, Happy New Year.
We're losing Sophie. Sophie's last day is
The 29th.
29th. We hate that we're losing her.
Scoot over.
There's nothing we can do about it. We had high replacement. Because of the savings in the salary, we will have a period of time where the lady that we've hired to take her place will be able to train with Sophie for about 2 weeks. Is that right?
Right.
And so this ends up being budget neutral.
Okay.
J.P. Cochran, did you have questions for the environmental officer?
No, that was what I wanted to learn. I have no questions.
Well, we're terribly sorry to see Sophia go. She's done an excellent job for us, but we understand sometimes the reasons we have to. But so, any comment?
No. Thank you.
Sophie, would you like to make any comment?
I've really enjoyed my time working for Washington County. It's been a great experience, and I'm going to miss a lot of things about being an employee here.
Thank you very much. Okay, any other discussion? Any public comment? Carly, would you call the roll?
Oh, we need a motion. I'll move to pass 11.1.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign.
Wait, Judge, you have to call the roll on this. I'm sorry.
Okay. Carly, would you call the roll, please?
Did you ask for public comment?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I got ahead of myself.
Robert Dennis.
Yes.
Lisa Ecke. Yes. Ann Harbison. Yes. Sharon Lloyd.
Yes.
Tom Lundstrom.
Yes.
Eva Madison. Sue Madison. Joe Maxwell. Gary McHenry. Joe Patterson. Butch Pond. Bill Ussery. Daniel Balls. Harvey Bowman. Rick Cochran.
Thank you, girls. Appreciate you very much. Thank you, George. Is there any other business to come before the court? Okay, Secretary Lundstrom.
I really don't have business. I just wanted to mention to everybody that I had a long telephone conversation with Mr. Bowman just before lunch today. So I just wanted to bring you up to date on his condition and so forth, but he's doing very well. He's walking about a mile a day. Karen's done a wonderful job of keeping us advised of his condition, which has been very helpful. But the doctor told him today that he may be able to hold off up to 6 months before doing the other kidney.
Wonderful.
Which would be great because it'd give him time to totally heal and, get over the soreness and so forth of the first one. It's my understanding he's been able to maintain about 60% use of the first kidney they worked on. So hopefully he'll end up with one kidney, which should be sufficient. But anyway, just wanted to mention that to you guys. Thank you.
Question. Is he home or is he still in?
No, he's still there, but he may be home this weekend.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other business for the court? Do I have any citizens' comments? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.